now we're gonna do it for real, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so today we're filming a project for Cafe. It's going to be a documentary slash full B-rolls that could be used potentially for promotional purposes. So we're going to be doing whole interviews, Netflix style. And after that, we're going to be shooting a lot of slow motion of how the coffee beans get processed, before the coffee gets distributed to all the locations of Cafe. So that's going to be a cool project. So go and check it out.
I'm Julian, kind of swinging around today, helping out Chris with lighting. We got a lot of different fixtures around today. We got some hard light that we're motivating from the back, highlighting this piece of gear, 600D from Aperture. We got the F10 Fresnel on, and we got 2 layers of CTO on it, half CTO. It's just doing a little backlight, highlighting this. And then we have a 300D Mark II with the spotlight attachment, and that's got some O on it too. I'm just kind of throwing a little splash of highlight in the back. We cut it down so it's like a little streak, and it's just highlighting some of the pieces of equipment in the background of the image. We've got these 3 fixtures here by me, one of them being an Aperture 60D that's just kind of highlighting and filling in the rest of the front of this piece of equipment. So we have our back edge on it, and then we're throwing some more highlight further down into the frame. This Amaran 300C has another Fresnel on it, and we're again just highlighting some of the bags of beans, adding a little bit of interest, adding a little bit of highlight into the background here. This behind me, Nova 300 panel, is just bumping a little bit of room tone or ambience, just bringing up general value into the image. And that's just kind of filling in and washing this way. Our key light over there, which is a Falconized 4x4 RGB fixture. It's got an LCD on it, so we're just adding some control, but it's real close to talent, so it's nice and soft. Just giving a great soft key. We also were able to sneak a Aperture InfiniBar onto the hood, just with the amount of space that we have and the limitations of that. Trying to arm out a fixture wasn't really feasible. But thankfully the InfiniBars have built-in magnets, so we were able just to magnet the fixture right where we needed it. It's giving us that nice toppy back light for the subject, adding a little bit of separation. So we have our 4x4 key, we have our back edge overhead InfiniBar, we have highlight in our frame coming from the 60D, the 300C, and our 300D. We got Millie here operating, holding it down, doing what he does best, and looking good. But yeah, that's kind of the frame, and that's how we did it.
Hi, my name is Millie, and today on this set, I'm working as a first AC. And today we have a very cool task. We have 3 cameras, all 3 reds, and I had to prep them. We have also 1 camera here on a slider, automated slider. We had to transmit all footage to the village with wireless transmitters. So we had to prep and make sure that all of those work. Also, we have 1 camera that's on a crane. And so we want to have wireless access to that camera. So I had to make sure we can connect to it. We can control the focus, zoom. So that was another task I had to do today. So we're done filming with the interviews. Now we're going to go ahead and shoot some B-roll shots of the coffee shop. And we're going to use the crane and Raptor here on sticks. So we're going to get rid of the dolly. As I mentioned, I'm the only AC today, and there's 3 cameras. One thing you want as an AC that you want to make sure is, even though time is valuable, you have to not rush and make sure that you do every single step correctly. You have to make sure all the settings on each camera is correct. You got to make sure that all three cameras have matching image. It is very crucial that all of those things are done correctly, because once you start rolling and then you realize, oh shoot, my white balance off on one camera, then you're screwed because you're already shooting it. So you want to pay attention, take notes. Usually what I do, I always take notes, and then I go from my notes and make sure each camera has the correct settings. Don't rush, because when you start rushing, you start making mistakes. The mistakes that first AC can make are very big. So that's why it's important for us not to make any mistakes. Communication with your DP. You want to really have good communication with your DP to understand exactly what he's looking for. This is crucial when actually shooting games comes. Your workflow is fluid, so you don't have to ask non-stop questions to the DP. You know exactly what he wants, you know exactly what you need to do. This saves times, and also the DP is gonna like that you're not bothering him as much as you would without knowing him as well.
Hey guys, my name is Ivan. I'm set designer, and today we're shooting some sort of commercial, like interviews with owners and people who works here. Yeah, my main tasks today is just arrange things to make the shot look good. Today's pretty easy. We don't have any prep, any wrap days, so we don't have a big set design team because it's not needed here. So we just placing stuff around, just moving this coffee bags and somewhere in the background, just to make their own space more cinematic. First thing pay attention on when I'm coming, I have to see the shot, what we see in the frame. After that, I can start working and see where we have empty spots, which spots are not looking good. You're literally creating everything in a shot. The actors and everything that happens in some sort of environment. And when you're creating this environment from the scratch, it's really cool. Sometimes you're building a castle, sometimes you're just moving the coffee bags around. Always different, always unpredictable, pretty hard job, pretty a lot of logistics around. It's the most difficult department because we come in earlier than anyone and leaving the set after everyone, because we have to set up first, then wrap it after, and as soon as we have all our stuff is different all the time. We don't have the special tools cards. We just creating right away, right here. A lot of improvisation, so it's very interesting, really inspiring, really hard, but the best job in the world.
Yeah, so it's all coming there is no rear windows in our side.
Alright, so trying to get the 300 so it hits this and that too.
I can make it.
Get it?
Yeah.
Now it's lighting from behind. I want this to be more bulky. As you can see, we're here doing this interview setup, and we're using three cameras. One is a static wide, one is on the dolly, sliding back and forth left to right, and the other more creative angle using the Jeep looking down. So we're using this key light, which is 4x4 light map, and we're using the grid so it doesn't spill the light. Interesting thing that we're using exactly the same brand of cameras, so all cameras are reds, but as you can see here, it's the temperature of cameras is different. 5300 on one, 5600 on the other one, 6500 -10 tint on the other one. So what it means is it doesn't mean that if you have the same cameras that they're all going to look the same. So you always have to account that you better have a good calibrated monitor so you can see all of them on the same monitor so you can match them together. Yes, we are recording in RAW, but at the same time it's great to get the results as much as close as possible straight from the camera, because you never know who's going to edit this, you never know who's going to collaborate this, so you're trying to provide as accurate as possible straight out of the camera. Lighting wise, as you can see, we turned off all the light, and we are using our light to make slashes of warm light. We basically set a design to mimic a morning early light where it's very warm and it comes through the windows. So there is no windows on the wall, but we made it look like there are windows across the whole wall. So there is slashes over there in the wall and across the whole room, so it gives us this pattern. Also, an interesting thing that these slashes also helped us to get some light on the floor for the top angle, because without that it doesn't really look good.
My name's Christopher Brown. I'm the gaffer for today's interview B-roll shoot. So we had set up, we're with mostly aperture lights today. I think they're all aperture lights. An Infinity Bar, 300C, 600 Nova, 300 Nova, 600D, couple 300Ds in there. And we've got everything either set at 25 to 2800 Kelvin or gelled to a couple CTLs to get it around that level too on the Ds. And it's just a overall bright kind of early morning look going on. A couple slashes on the walls. Looks very interesting. I like the way everything turned out. Yeah, so the best thing you always want to do for interviews is, this is my take in general, you always want a backlight. I start with a backlight first so I can find the most interesting lighting for the area. And then from there, I'll establish the key lights and a hair light. So backlight, and then we have the key light just kind of at a 45-degree angle from your subject. Usually one a little bit higher so it comes down. And it creates this nice like natural shadow on the other side of the angle, or the other side of the eye. You get this kind of triangle here. It's called a Rembrandt light. That's usually what you're looking for. Something big and soft will give you that really Netflix approved interview look. And then just backlight and a hair light and you're set.